Woke up slow, windows wide, coffee's warm, light feels right. Just one text made me smile. Ain't love, just your style. Don't need much.
Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Terry and I create content around self-care, mental health, and overall well-being. Today we're going to be diving into a really important topic, complex PTSD, what the symptoms can look like and how often it connects back to childhood trauma, and most importantly, healthy ways to cope and to start rebuilding your sense of self-worth. Now, before we get into this, I want to say this. If you've experienced trauma, your feelings are valid, your experiences are real, and healing is possible. You don't need to have it all figured out today. Just taking the step to learn about this shows strength. So first, let's talk about what is complex PTSD. Most people have heard of PTSD, which actually comes from a single traumatic event, like say an accident or military combat. But complex PTSD, also known as CPTSD, develops from long-term repeated trauma, often during childhood. This could be growing up in a household where there was abuse, neglect, emotional manipulation, or even just the constant feeling that love and safety weren't consistent. Unlike PTSD from a single event, complex PTSD shapes the way that you see yourself, the world, and relationships. It's not just about flashbacks, it's about your whole sense of identity being impacted. When trauma happens in childhood, your brain and sense of self are still developing. It can wire you to feel unsafe, unworthy, or like you're just never enough. And those beliefs often carry into adulthood. All right, so let's talk about some symptoms of complex PTSD. You might even recognize yourself in some of these symptoms. The first one is emotional flashbacks. They're not always vivid memories, but sudden waves of fear, shame, or anger without a clear cause. The second one is hypervigilance, always being on edge, scanning for danger, even when things are safe. 3, difficulty with trust and relationships, feeling like people will abandon you or struggle to open up. 4, negative self-image, constantly feeling like you're broken, unworthy, or a burden. 5 is dissociation, numbing out, spacing out, or disconnecting from your body when things get overwhelming. 6, chronic shame and guilt, feeling like everything is your fault or apologizing constantly. Struggles with boundaries, either letting people walk all over you or just shutting down completely. These aren't character flaws, they're survival strategies that your younger self developed to cope. The problem is, as an adult, they often work against you instead of for you. You see, childhood trauma can shape our self worth in really deep ways. If you grew up being criticized, ignored, or made to feel unlovable, your brain internalized that message. You may have been told directly or even indirectly that you were too much, not enough, or only lovable when you performed a certain way. That's not the truth. That's merely the environment that you were in. When we don't get unconditional love as children, we start believing, I have to earn love. I'll be abandoned if I make a mistake. Or my feelings don't matter. These beliefs don't disappear just because you grow up. They live inside you, in your nervous system. Healing from CPTSD is partly about rewriting those beliefs and learning that your worth was never gone. It was just buried under layers of trauma. So let's talk about healthy ways to cope with complex PTSD and how we can start healing. Number one is grounding techniques for flashbacks. When emotional flashbacks hit, try naming 5 things that you see, 4 things that you feel, 3 things that you hear, 2 things that you smell, and 1 thing that you taste. This is common in therapy. Place your feet on the floor, take slow breaths, and remind yourself, I am safe right now. Number 2 is self-compassion practices. Instead of repeating old beliefs, start with gentle affirmations. Say things like, I am allowed to take up space. I am worthy of love without having to earn it. My feelings are real and they matter. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, repetition starts to rewire the brain. Number 3 is movement and somatic work. Trauma often gets stored in the body. Practices like yoga, walking, dancing, or even shaking out your arms can help release stored tension. Number 4, one of my favorites, journaling and inner child work. Try writing to your younger self. What did they need to hear that they never did? Often it's simple. You're safe now, you're loved, and you are enough. Number 5 is boundaries in relationships. Healing also means learning to set boundaries without guilt. It's okay to say no. Let me repeat that. It's okay to say no. It's okay to walk away from people when they trigger your trauma. Number 6 is professional support. Therapy with someone who understands trauma can make a huge difference, especially therapies like EMDR, somatic experiencing, and inner child healing. Healing doesn't mean erasing the past. It means learning to live in the present without being controlled by it. All right, so now let's talk about rebuilding our self worth. I want to emphasize this: your worth has always been there. Trauma can convince you that you're broken, but the truth is, you adapted to survive. Rebuilding your self worth is about surrounding yourself with safe people who remind you of your value, practicing self care that isn't just surface level, but deeply nourishing, allowing yourself joy, even in small ways. Healing isn't about perfection, it is about progress, and every small step counts. So, complex PTSD can feel overwhelming, but remember, you're not alone. If you found this helpful at all, give it a like, subscribe for more videos on mental health and well being, and let me know in the comments which coping strategy are you going to give a try this week. Thank you for being here, thank you for being you, and I'll see you in the next one.